So once these girls were mine, but let's just see who made my childhood so divine. Hello fellow doll lovers, Barbie Nation here. Welcome back to my channel. Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning into another video with me today. My name is Aryan, aka Barbie Nation, and what I do is I collect dolls, I play with dolls, I talk about dolls, and every now and then I give them a super cute makeover. So if you're into anything cute, sweet, and petite, definitely subscribe to my channel to get some lovely pastel glitters on your feed. Now let's dive into my childhood Barbie dolls. Here we go. So it all began around the age of 4 years old. I have an older brother who had a Barbie, and just about when he was done and, not that interested in Barbie anymore, he just wanted a Barbie because he had seen it around in class and everything. But then he thought, maybe not quite my thing, so the Barbie went to me. Now picture this, it was about 1991. I was sitting in my room playing with my garage. Yes, I play with garage, and I had a lot of toy cars. And in comes my mother and lays the Barbie down in front of my feet and says, either you want it or it goes out the door. So I looked at it. And it stayed with me ever since. And I fell in love that very moment with the pink, plastic, fantastic Barbie world that we know. Yeah. So from that moment on, it was gone with the garage and all of the little toy cars, and it was only Barbie.
Barbie only.
Yeah, I was immediately hooked, and I just could not wait to get a second Barbie, a third Barbie, a fourth Barbie, and before I knew it, I had a ton of Barbies. Yeah, and I just really have such fond memories of my childhood. I might get a little emotional, by the way, talking about this, because I really have some, who doesn't enjoy their safe, warm, loving, joyful, and magical memories of their childhood with their Barbies? Or whatever toy you liked when you were a kid. It was the gateway to ultimate fantasies, pretend play, all of that. So I was no different, and Barbie was just my vessel into that everlasting, never-ending storytelling of a million fantasies. Yeah. I have these memories of me and my nieces and girls from around the block that I played with and played Barbies with. And my grandmother used to, pull up a plate in the backyard on a piece of grass and just lay down every Barbie item on it that I had and just, played with Barbie. And, see, there I go. And my grandmother isn't around anymore, but looking back at those memories, I really appreciate that she was, for that time, so open and so loving about it. I was, in the early 90s, a boy that played with Barbies, which was, well, different at that time. In today's world, thankfully, we can all just accept the fact that we can love all kinds of toys, no matter what gender you are. So, yeah. But yeah, I really have super fun, loving memories about those moments. And I can remember, I think I was about maybe 6 or 7 when The Little Mermaid came out. I got myself that Taiko, yes, mermaid, and she was everything. She went with me everywhere I went, and I had this little bag that I got from her grandma. It was from the Care Bears, and it had like this um, rainbow handle. I don't know how to call it, but it was a super cute, super 90s bag of the Care Bears, and I had her in it, a bunch of other Barbie stuff, and that purse went with me everywhere I went. It was the cutest thing thinking about that. So the Barbie that my mother put in front of me was the My First Barbie Princess, I think. She was around from 1989, I guess. My brother got her, so she must have been from the 80s. So yeah, my first Barbie Princess 1989 was my first Barbie, and Taiko Ariel was the second obsession. And from this point on, let's recall what I had in my childhood, if I can remember it all correctly. And I have some dolls that I had as a kid that I just wish I still had today. And yeah, to me, that is just one of the most fun things about collecting, is recollecting your childhood memory dolls. And of course, I've regained a lot of my childhood dolls, and but there are still, yes, you wouldn't think it, but there are still some dolls out there that I still not have managed to recover into my current collection. So I just wanted to take you guys back in time, back into those 90s treasures that we all love so much, and let you guys see what girls that I'm after today to completely complete my childhood collection. So to start off, of course, when I was a kid, I also loved hair play dolls very much. I was already very heavily into hair play. I would brush my dolls for hours. I would even already do like a shampoo conditioner treatment on them when I was that little, yes. And I would constantly come up with different hairstyles for that, and I was obsessed with those hair play commercials.
You've got the longest hair ever! Totally hot, totally cool, totally hair Barbie. Comb it out, add some depth, gel it, scrunch it, now you're set. Make it fun, make it now. Hair so long, it's totally wow! Totally hair, totally hot, totally cool, totally hair Barbie. You've got something special. Wow.
Totally Hair Barbie doll has blonde or brunette hair down to her toes and comes with depth styling gel. Dolls each sold separately.
And I never understood how they could make such fabulous hairdos on Barbie, especially that Totally Hair Barbie commercial. Every time that was on, I was completely in awe of
How are they pulling this off?
I was trying to do every trick, but I didn't seem to be able to get the same kind of high quality, hairdo on my dolls. But of course, yeah, that is the whole magic of those commercials, because that wasn't, the real quality hair on the dolls that you actually got. So yeah, Totally Hair Barbie being a absolute number one. I do have the reproduction versions of her, so I'm very happy with that. But of course, at some point, I need to get myself a true classic 90s Totally Hair Barbie. Yeah. And to stay in the hair play department of Barbie, I had a cut and style Barbie, and it was the redhead. Okay, not only was I obsessed with that outfit, I really loved that, I think it was neon green, So she had like this vest and this skirt, and it was so cute. I remember putting that outfit on almost any doll I could try it on. So that girl didn't quite survive my childhood because yes, at some point I also had a phase where I thought, you know, let's cut Barbie's hair, and then you do it and there's like instant regret. And I can even remember that with her because I loved her long red hair. And then I cut it short. And then I was like, why? Why did I have to go and do that? Yeah. But she ended up being completely bald. And I think I just gave her up at some point.
Maybe I even threw it away. That poor girl.
Yeah. Well, anyway, cut and style redhead, definitely also high on my wish list. So another super fun and fond memory I had was when we were on holiday. And of course, when you're on holiday, usually you could like pick a present from your parents, or you go to a toy store and you could pick a toy that you want. Well, for most of us, that was kind of like a tradition. So we were there, and my two brothers actually are quite a bit older than me, especially in that time when I was like 6. My oldest brother was already like 13, 14. So there was kind of like an age gap. And of course, they didn't want to play with their little brother of 6 years old, and they wanted to do other stuff. So my mom, I think, felt kind of bad for me. So we went into a toy store, and she bought me, yeah, I don't know why, but I could cry at this very thought. Yeah, okay. But she bought me, it was a mall food court. I can remember that. It was this cafeteria with like tables and chairs, and it had all kinds of like miniature foods, and it had like a platter that you could put your food on, and like this buffet that you could grab little food items from, put it on your plate, go to the cash register and, you know, pay for the meal. And of course I had some Barbies with me, and I remember, okay, I don't know why, but I have to stop the tears from coming. And I remember that I was in the caravan with my mom, and we set up the whole thing, and we played like, I think like the whole day with that mall food court set. And that mall food court set, I don't know what happened to it, but along the way, I lost it, or maybe my mom sold it off. And now when I think back of that mall food court set, it just, I don't know, it probably brings tears to my eyes because it was such a fun, loving memory with my mom. And my mom isn't at the best place in her life right now, so that's probably the reason why I look back at that memory and think that was just awesome. Awesome that she did that for me, because it probably would have been a very expensive set, because those furniture sets always cost pretty much, especially a big set. So yeah. So the mall food court, I'm going to try and look up which year it was from, but I think it must be around 1995. Yeah.
She's Ariel, Walt Disney's Little Mermaid. Now there are new Ariel dolls with beautiful costumes that bring your favorite Little Mermaid to life. You're invited to Ariel's wedding with Ariel the bride doll. In her beautiful wedding gown, she marries Prince Eric. And now there's a talking Ariel.
Flounder, don't be such a guppy.
You're so pretty.
Oh, he's very handsome, isn't he?
The Little Mermaid's new talking Ariel doll. Other dolls and costume sets sold separately.
And like I said in the beginning, Tycho Ariel, oh my god, she was the goddess of my childhood. She was the embodiment, I think, of everything that I wanted to be when I was little. Yeah, she was so cute. I do remember that I wishing that the Tycho Ariel had a more mature Barbie body, because she had that skipper size body, and somehow her mermaid tail was a little bit too large for her. I can remember this like totally empty piece at the end because she had like these flat feet, so the feet would always stick out into the cotton of the tail. Yeah, but it didn't matter to me because I had all the imagination in my head and I could play out the whole movie with that doll, and her red hair was just so enchanting to me. I felt like I had that favorite movie of mine with me at all times. Yeah. Still haven't recovered one of those Tycho girls from my collection. I, again, don't know what happened to her. There are just dolls in your childhood, and along the way, I don't know what happens to them, but they might have been sold by my mom or maybe thrown away in like a spring cleaning mega frenzy. I don't know. So I had her, Tycho Ariel, along with my first Barbie, the princess version, and also I can remember I had my first ballerina girl. She had a blue bathing suit with like a blue tutu, and they had silver stars on them. Yeah, and wow, I remember loving that tutu, loving that, you know, that blue starry bathing suit. They didn't have the bent arms, but they had like these straight arms. That was always really frustrating to me. So my first princess, my first ballerina, Tycho Ariel, I think they are the pillars of my doll loving childhood. Yeah. And so we come to the point where I got my first Ken doll. So my mom saw me playing with all these Barbie dolls, and she must have thought at some point, like, we have to get a Ken doll in there as well. I mean, I don't know why, but she thought that, and she went out and got me for Christmas that year a Barbie and the Rockers Ken doll. Yes, she was that extra. She wouldn't go and buy just a regular beach Ken or whatever, or a Ken in a tux, you know. Every Princess Barbie had this tux Ken. No, she went out and she saw this super extra glittery silvery Ken with a long mullet, and the fact that she chose him just says so much about her, and it really cracks me up to
The latest, the greatest, new dancing Barbie and the Rockers with Ken! Dancing stars, the Rockers really move. Dana, Dee Dee, Diva, Derek, Barbie and the Rockers. The girls really dance!
When Barbie asked me to join the band,
He said,
that's cool.
now I dance with my man. Don't be so separately. Barbie and the Rockers.
And maybe she really thought about me, like, oh no, he's not gonna like a boring Ken in a tuxedo. This little guy wants glitters, he wants superstardom, he wants pink, he wants all of that. So yeah, which Ken do you get? Barbie and the Rockers Ken. Yeah, I can remember actually really enjoying him because he was
That extra.
and that long silver coat. I remember even trying that on a million Barbies in a million different ways. I loved his fashions that he came with, and yeah, he was my Ken when I was growing up. Super adorable. And then one day, I don't know why she came that late with this doll, she being my mom, but I remember getting Superstar Barbie. Yeah.
We're into movies, and we're really into movie stars, and we're mostly into Superstar Barbie.
Superstar Barbie on the movie screen. Superstar Barbie changing for her scene. She's into gorgeous clothes and her hair's a dream. Superstar Barbie, movie queen. We're into Barbie.
We're into Barbie.
Superstar Barbie doll comes with their own stand. Ken doll and Ferrari car sold separately. You put car together. New from Mattel.
Superstar Barbie was from 1989, sometime in that period, and I actually got Superstar Barbie pretty late. And I know in Europe, the dolls were released a lot later instead of in the US, and they were around much longer in Europe than they were in the US because of all the many different and more types of Barbies that they were releasing in the US. So probably that's the reason. I don't know why, what else, but Superstar Barbie. Now, I never got a Barbie that was that pink, that glamorous, that glittery. I mean, I was so star-struck with that Barbie. I remember seeing her, I remember holding her in my hands and thinking like, oh my gosh, I need this doll everywhere I go. She's my mental support. She gets me through every childhood anxiety. Yeah, she was an instant mental support for me. Yeah, she was just a pink, flamboyant goddess. Yeah, and she was so pretty, so pretty. And still to this day, she is one of the most iconic dolls in my opinion. And I'm still really am trying to find one in a super good condition, a pretty box, you know, because this is also like she is a holy grail for my childhood doll collection. Okay, so let's quickly wander off to the Skipper section.
Presenting the hottest baton twirler in town, Baton Twirling Skipper.
Twirl it low, twirl it high. Toss it up in the sky.
Whoa, cool move, Skipper.
What a trick!
Do your kick. Here comes Shirley and Courtney.
Give me S, give me a K, give me IPPER. Skipper, Skipper, the baton twirling star.
Baton Twirling Skipper doll comes with a baton that you can spin. Courtney dolls sold separately.
And as much as I love Teresa, who is always kind of like, you know, the Latina/brunette version of Barbie, with Skipper, I had the same thing because I always had a Courtney. Yeah, or maybe my mom thought, you know, like he has so many blonde ones. I mean, let's just try to diverse that whole group that he has there to what was available in Europe, because Christie was not much around, even though there were many Christie versions that I would have loved as a kid, seeing them now. In the Skipper section, I had a lot of Courtneys actually. One being Cheerleading Courtney. Oh my gosh, I remember that was a purple outfit and it had a C on her skirt, pom-poms, and she just had really nice hair. I remember that also. And she was just super cute. I have really vivid memories of holding her in my hand and actually playing with her and constantly messing around with those pom-poms because of course they would never stay on her hands and I would always had a major issue with them. So Cheerleading Courtney and Pat Pals Courtney. Yeah. The one who came with like this, a little dog. I think it was like a kind of like a Shih Tzu Maltese dog. Super adorable. And it came with like these little doggy accessories. Actually, there are a lot of Skipper lines that are super cute. Now, looking back at what they did with Skipper was very adorable. Yeah. And later on, we had, of course, the Teen Skipper, and I can also remember having the fashion party Teen Skipper. Whoa, that hair on that fashion party Teen Skipper. Amazing. Amazing. And whenever I had like a hair play moment, I would usually grab my fashion party Skipper just because she had such nice hair. She wouldn't get many tangles, it wouldn't frizz, it was just really nice quality hair. So I really am wanting to get all of the fashion party Teen Skipper dolls back in their boxes. And there was also a Courtney with red hair. Oh, she was so freaking pretty, really.
Glitter, glitter beats Barbie.
What makes her glitter?
Long hair, shining bright. Jewelry sparkling in the sunlight. Flowers translucent, shimmery.
Whoa, magic lotion.
So glittery.
Hot.
Glitter,
Each Barbie doll has glitter lotion that'll make you and Barbie sparkle. Wrap not included.
And let's not also forget the amazing era of the 90s and their amazing beach play dolls. Yeah. So we had like Sparkle Beach, Sun Jewel, Sun Sensation, Glitter Beach. Yeah, there were a lot. And I remember having Sun Sensation Marina. Again, another cute move from my mom to diverse my Barbies. And I loved that she did that because I remember getting Sun Sensation Marina probably on a holiday and thinking, wow. And I really had a severe Marina obsession for like 2 years. So I also got a Glitter Beach Marina, I think, and maybe also a Sun Jewel Marina. Yeah. But unfortunately, those Marina girls, Marina/Kira, because here in Europe, she was named Marina, and in the USA, she's called Kira. So they didn't survive my childhood, unfortunately, because I was so obsessed with them and I played with them so much that I practically brushed them bald. Yeah. Imagine the brushing I did on my dolls. I brushed them bald. I mean, how? Yeah, I did that. I mean, Glitter Beach, Sun Sensation, Sun Jewel, those were such iconic beach lines, and I really want to get into those and collecting into those. But of course, I have to start off with Marina/Kira because she was an actual part of my childhood. And there was also this furniture line called So Much To Do. I don't know if you know that, but So Much To Do was a fantastic line of Barbie furniture. I remember having this terrace set. It was like these 2 chairs with a table and a sun umbrella on it with a little plant, maybe, I think. But it was a very cute and adorable set, and I literally, whenever I start my imaginary play stories with Barbie, that set usually always was the first scene. So yeah, so I really want to try and recover that set because just the many great and grand stories that I came up with as a kid started with my dolls sitting in that terrace set. It's so funny thinking about that and the silly stories that I thought of. And there was also this lounging sun chair, I don't know how you call them, the lounging chairs that you use to sit in the sun. Yeah. But there's also a set with those chairs, and maybe that came with a pool, by the way, because I also remember like the California Dream pool party set. I think I also had that because I remember having this plastic pool, and I couldn't quite set that up when I was little, so I always asked my dad if he could set up the pool and I could play with my Barbies in it. And of course he did that. Yeah. My parents, seriously, I bless them. Bless these people. Yeah. Now looking back at the whole So Much To Do series, this was an amazing furniture line. They had like washing machines and just the most fun furniture sets. And if you want to go and, you know, make like 90s displays for your dolls in your doll collection, adding those little pieces of those type of furniture just really completes the whole 90s vibe, you know? So yeah, got my eye on these So Much To Do Barbie furniture sets. And who can remember seeing the commercial of Sea Holiday Barbie? I was so super enchanted looking at that commercial. It was so elegant. It was so rich. It was so glamorous. I mean, yeah. So Sea Holiday Barbie, I was so obsessed with getting it that I can remember starting to save up for Sea Holiday Barbie. So I had this cute like little piggy bank. And then one day I was talking to my neighbor telling her about this Sea Holiday Cruise Barbie, and she was so, I think, I don't know, she was so moved, I think, by how I was passionately telling about it. She said, well, you know what, just grab your piggy bank and let's count how much you already have. So I thought, oh, well, I don't think I have enough, but okay. So I started counting what I had in my piggy bank, and of course she had this planned all along, and I was missing like, I don't know, 10, 12 euros or something. So she grabbed something from her pocket and added the money that I needed for my Sea Holiday Barbie. And I was like, oh. So of course I kissed her because I was so happy. And then I wanted to run inside to get my mom to tell her that I could get Sea Holiday Barbie and that we have to go now, you know. But of course she understood how badly I wanted her. So she said, you know what? Jump in the car. We're gonna get that doll for you. Oh, okay, see, thinking about that memory and adults supporting the love for something that's small, you know, it's so important. It's so silly, right, that these kind of like memories, when you talk about them, can bring you to tears. Sea Holiday Barbie, yeah, who knew she could bring tears to my eyes. Actually, that whole line is just so super iconic. The Ken doll of that Sea Holiday series with his white suit. The Midge, also adorable, loving her look. And actually that super cruise, that giant cruise boat you could even buy. Of course, I would not have any room for it here, but I mean, it was so pink. It was so Barbie. What a time to be alive. So last one that I wanted to discuss was inline skating Barbie. Yeah. Of course, I already have working out Barbie because I also had her and was really obsessed with her, and especially the level of articulation in those dolls. She could finally move her arms freely, her knees, and she could do all kinds of cool stuff. Because even though I really was into fashion and airplay with my Barbie dolls, I also secretly wanted them to be like a superhero at night, you know, because I always made them like jump in the car, and still I had that little boy in me who wanted to race cars and everything. So Barbie was in the car racing around the house, and then she would jump out of the car and she would fight enemies, and I always grabbed my brother's Transformers or whatever big giant He-Man stuff he had, and she would defeat every monster and she would save the day. That was my favorite kind of Barbie play. So the articulation was very much a new and amazing thing for me. So inline skating was no exception. Roller skates, super cute, kind of like streetwear look, and crimped hair. I mean, what's not to love? I also was obsessed with that little necklace that she had. She had like this necklace with a pink little bead in the middle. And I remember having so many action-filled memories with that doll. Gosh, she was a superhero for so many times. And one thing I always did dislike was those huge flat feet, and they never had a good selection of shoes for those flat feet. Yeah, that was such a bummer. They really should have made fashion packs, or at least some shoe packs or something for those feet to also give that fashion element to them, because they only could wear like these rollerblade shoes or these big chunky sneakers. Yeah, inline skating Barbie. Yes, the action heroine of my childhood. And of course, I had many, many more memories, but those were the memories who haven't been fully unlocked yet. Because of course, I also had bedtime Barbie. I had dance moves Barbie. I had magic earring Barbie. I had jewel hair mermaid Barbie. I had the mermaid Barbie. I had fountain mermaid Barbie. And I could go on and on. But those are dolls that I have recovered back into my collection. So if you are wondering why those iconic dolls were missing in this list, this was purely to emphasize on the dolls that I still do not have in my childhood collection. And this was really for myself, just to keep my priorities straight on my collection and what I want to focus on in my collection. So I hope I unlocked some memories over there, and maybe you could also think of some cute memories or dolls that helped you regain some of that memories. And of course, let's talk about them in the comments. You know, let me know if I missed a iconic doll maybe that I could also add to my priority wish list. And yeah, do you have some cool furniture sets that you have cute memories of? You know, let's just get nostalgic in the comments. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and of course, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified about any new videos that I upload. You can also follow me on Instagram at Barbie Nation. That's usually where I post all of my updates. And until the next video, mwah, big kisses from me, and I love you all.